you're able to fight like John Wick, you will see.
Before we even start talking if we are able to fight like John Wick himself, we need to actually see, is the pen even like a good weapon to fight? Well, we're saying yeah, it's a good weapon as an improvised weapon, but still you have to put it into the context of the situation, because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not as good. And what kind of pen do you have? What you see in the John Wick movie is that he's using the pen, but it's made out of wood. In real life, it will break after a couple of hits. The same
One hit.
After one hit. Then we could be talking about a better option would be like some plastic, which still can break. The best ones would be something like what we have right here, which is the steel pen. Or maybe some plastics can still be good, but it needs to like be able to take more shots. But the steel one will definitely take a lot of the hits. The absolute best option out of the pens would be the tactical pen, because it's strictly designed for self-defense, and it's basically when you have it in hand, it's something like a two-button. Context is key, so when we are speaking about a guy is running with a knife at me, or it doesn't even have to run, he just has a knife and wants to kill me, it will be not the best option to have a pen and fight with it, of course. But if we are talking maybe in a situation I'm a little girl and someone is trying to rape me, instead of trying to fight with my hands, I will take a pen and stab him with it. Of course, in this situation, it will be much better than having your bare hands. Either way, if we decide to open the pen, the penetration is going to be very big with this one, but even if we close the pen, all the pressure will be in the 1 centimeter of the whole pen, so the impact power will multiply by a lot. It will be most used in some more static situations, so not much dynamic. We could be talking about if I'm choking, it will be a lot easier to just go for the pen and strike me with it than, for example, go for the eyes, which are good options, but it takes a little more time. So in this case, when we are talking about I am choking, what he's going to do is grab the pen and put it here. If we want to look at it a little bit closer, he's putting it right between my muscles, because there's nothing in there, and the pen will very nicely go in there, and it doesn't take much for me to let go. I can hold as much as I can, but if he just puts a little bit of pressure, I will automatically let go. The same can be said if we are talking about the situation, I am a grown man and I'm trying to take somewhere the little girl. So now imagine her trying to hit me with her hands. So I'm here, I'm grabbing, and she starts hitting.
I really tried so hard.
And it hurts, but would I let go? And we are talking small girl, not a grown man. Now let's compare it to a pen. It doesn't even have to be much power with it. You will happily let go. And we are talking about closed pen, not even if it's open. If it's open, I will let go in milliseconds. We can definitely switch out the positions as well. In all the positions, we would advise to go for the safety net, of course. But let's say if we do have the pen prepared, then it doesn't really necessary. Because let's change the position into a bear hug under the arms. Now he's going to search for the parts of my hand. So he's going to either put it here, where are under my knuckles, or right between my two thumbs or fingers. It's going to look like this. I'm holding, and I will happily let go. Of course, only after the pressure point the fight doesn't end, so we'll have to follow up. But just for getting out of these resting positions is a very good use. The same can be said if we are, for example, choking, but there's a wall behind him right now. Even if you grab the pen from the desk or you put it from your pocket, now you can just pressure on me and I will let go. The best possible thing to do is aim here, under my neck, because I will happily let go, but it's not even the only option. But let's go for this first one. So there's a wall behind him, I am choking, he takes out the pen, I will very happily let go. Let's say if it will be on the other place, for example my chest, it's not very pleasant, I can tell you that much.
Try it on your training, do it really carefully
And close.
And close, of course. Because every time if you aim around the neck, it will be really risky to fight here, because you be able to kill him.
When we are talking, of course, of the impact power, when it's open, it's going to be very painful, of course. But you will penetrate the skin, which means that there's going to be some bleeding, which in many cases you don't want me to start bleeding. Because if I'm some junkie and have some diseases in me, you don't want my blood to be all over you, of course. But the same goes if, for example, we are in winter and I have some big jacket. Ooh, it's going to be very hard to penetrate something with this. Then you will have to be searching for the parts that are uncovered in the situation. So let's say maybe he doesn't have gloves, so I can go for hands. Maybe he has just normal jeans, so I can go there. But just to keep in mind, when I'm having a big jacket or I'm a junkie, it's not really advised to go with the open pen. All of this that we showed you is just the first phase of the fight, just to break from the hold or the grab. But we are in SORUDO, not in movies, so you will have to follow up. Then we are talking about you actually need to strike now with the pen. Keep in context that this is real life, not a movie, so you cannot just go and kill 15 people like in the John Wick movie. Because even if John Wick would be real here, he will probably be in prison, because it's not always necessity self-defense. Always you need to be defending yourself life versus life. Then you can go, okay, I actually want to penetrate the skin and all that other stuff. We're not in movie. So as we were speaking about the releasing the hold, then you will have to follow up with some strikes. Let's throw ourselves again in some scenario where our position is not as good and we are kneeling. It could be small girl getting raped. So we are somewhere here in this position, and now besides only just striking me with her bare hands, which is of course good tactic, but we have even better if you do have the pen. So what he can do is now strike the inside of my thigh, very painful, and then follow up on the face. But of course, to do all of this, you need lots and lots and even lots of more training. But it's always better than with your bare hands. And our favorite would be to use the pressure point on our traps. This can be used, for example, if, for example, I am attacking someone, maybe choking or beating, and you need to save your friend. You can do it with your hands. We know, we showed you in maybe a couple of videos, the best in our trainings. But if you have the option to go for a pen, it's going to be much easier. So let's say I am going to be choking or beating someone. He will come behind me and use the pen. Oh, this can hurt that much. Try it. Try it with a close pen, it's going to be very, very painful. Let's talk about the actual hits, because that's what John Wick has been doing the whole movie, hitting with a pen. Just to be clear, for you to be able to use the pen like he does in the movie, first you need to know how to address the situation with your hands, because the tactical pen or any pen in your hand will just make it harder for you. We are talking again in scenario where I want to fight box with him, not stab him. That's a completely different thing. But if you are smaller, maybe not as experienced as, for example, in this situation I will be the fighter, you need to kind of even the chances. But for training, you first really need to practice what should I do even without the pen. So I'm trying to hit him to the face, and he needs to do this. Maybe I'm backhand, maybe I'm going hook. First you need to learn this. Then you can start adding the pen into the situation. Okay, so I know how to do it with my hands. Let's do it with a little bit of the pen. So I will do exactly the same strike. Hop.
You have to focus about block one hand and strike and hit the second one. It's a much more difficult than only do it by the palm, because the palm is a really long distance or bigger place where I be able to touch. There's no defense if I touch this or this part. It's really big. But with the pen, it's only 1 centimeter, maybe less, where I needed to really touch it. It's a much more difficult to be able really to hit him. And in full dynamics, of course, you probably not be able to hit him with every hit. Yeah, it's normal. It's absolutely okay. But you have to counting with it, because you need it not only hit him once and it's a finish, it's the end of the whole situation, but you have to be able to continue and be able to hit him again, because maybe half of the hits not the reach what I needed. This is a big difference.
Maybe a couple of quick tips how to actually train with the pen, because this is not a course or instructional video. This is just to show you how the basics of the pen work. You first need to really practice about hitting with your bare hands, because this is what you need to have. Then you can start adding some statistic or some static, like heavy bag, maybe a bob, because it's going to be very important for you to practice hitting with it. Then you can go for a little bit more dynamic, but still not full speed, and practice. And the last part would be the absolute realism, where you can go full speed, full power. But you will either have to have a very armored pen, some protection there, or very protected guy, because it's not fun to get struck with this. So to train it, you need to have either a very well covered pen, or you have to be in full armor, because with this, it's very risky.
Or both. The best option is that you have some foam on the pen or on the some stick, and a lot of equipment for the protect him, like the boxing gloves, like the some protection of the arm or the neck or the face, and many others. It's very important to be safe in the training, but try it to a little bit more realistic in the more real speed, because you need it to be able to hit him if they want to boxing with you or hit you or have some weapon. It depends.
You may be saying, but John Wick throughout the whole movie was fighting against armed opponents. We are not saying that it would never work, but even as an experienced fighter as Peter is, with 25 plus many years of experience, still wouldn't want to fight against a knife with a pen, of course. But if we are talking a situation, I don't have anything, I don't have my baton with me, why don't you have it with you? But let's say you don't have it with you and you need to use something, yes, it's going to be better than fighting bare hands. But is it the best option? Definitely not. We are saying that it's not the best option because just look at the distance. First of all, if he is defending himself, he will have to attack like something on my face or arm with open pen. But look at the distance where we are standing. If we look at it from here, he can stab me or pick me with the pen. But look where I'm here. I can go way further with a knife. And that's the danger of fighting with a knife. You want something long, not short. The second problem with this, that if you have a pen in your hand, it will make you more like static in one place, because you will probably be trying to block here and just always in this one space. We are not talking we have a baton in our hand, because then you can be more about just staying in one place, because every single hit counts, every single hit may break my bone, of course. But with a pen, not every single shot is going to break my bone or something. It could be that I completely ignore the first strike and continue, and we are very close. How to actually use the pen? Well, if we would give you the advice, in the situation I'm writing something and all of a sudden the man with the knife comes, you throw it and then you draw. In this scenario, it will be better to just throw it, because my automatic reaction is going to be either to block it away or at least close my eyes for maybe 1 second or two. But those 1 to 2 seconds gives you the opportunity to go for your real weapon. Or if you don't have any, some improvised weapon. We have a good video on improvised weapons. In this instance, you were sitting, you throw the pen, what can you go for? The chair. So grab the chair and defend with it. If there is a person between all of the viewers, like Peter, who knows 35 ways to kill someone with a pen, yeah, then you can do very good stuff with the pen. But if we are talking normal person who wants to defend himself, no, definitely don't watch advices on how to kill someone 100 ways like John Wick. No, stick to the basics so we can survive. To kind of summarize this video and answer the question, are you going to be able to fight like John Wick? First, what you need to do is be a very good fighter with your hands, to be able to defend with yourself, with your bare hands. Then you can start adding things like pen and actually become the John Wick. But maybe you know some other ways to use the pen, or maybe you don't even think that is a good weapon even after this video. Let us know in the comment section, and maybe you can make a separate video on the pen alone, maybe if you really want it. But for right now, it's going to be all. Maybe share this video if you have some John Wick fans across you and maybe they want to learn how to use the pen. Maybe it's a nice video for them. For us, it's going to be all for today, so leave us a like if you did enjoy the video and if you maybe agree with us, and subscribe to the channel so you can see even more videos like this, because we have many more coming for you. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.